Check it out. This is a recording of the inside of my house. I'm amplifying the image to show you that the same geometrical pattern that you see, or the texture that you see in the images from the Apollo, from the Soho, from the Cassini orbiters, that's the same thing that we are seeing here in between the camera and the monitor. That's the geometry that is there. Look, the same exact thing. Look, there they are. The exact same texture of those geometrical pattern of hands. I mean, we cannot get away from any of this, no matter what you try. We're breathing this deal, we're inside this thing. We're part of that, and if we're part of that, we're part of God too. That's a proof. That's the proof. So, whoa, those are pixels. No, really? Pixels supposed to be little squares. None of this is that. None. Right there. Look, there's the texture. And the shape of the same thing like that. Of course, my deal is shitty. The drawing is totally shitty. Look, that's the size of that. I'm amplifying to be able to see what the pattern look like, because it's micro size. Then you see it repeats here and here, and I mean, there's so many millions and millions of the same pattern like that, of a hand grabbing something. It doesn't show what it's grabbing because it's millions of hands doing the same thing. And then you see that it repeats. It's like it's a fractal, not like. It is a fractal. So the dude that told that, say that, is correct. This is a fractal-like geometry. It repeats, it mirrors itself millions and trillions of times. It's three-dimensional. It's deep and wide and up and down. It's diagonally. It's perfect, man. It doesn't never change. It could be, it is like this, then it goes, this matches this way too, and it always forms the same shape of hands. I mean, it's insane, but I mean, I'm telling you, I have studied this deal for years now, 3 years. Because the pattern matches, and that's the micro size. This is an image of the sun right there. And the texture of the sun is exactly as the one in space. So what is the sun? It's a clump. It's a thicker, roundish looking deal, but it's really the same geometry goes into it and out of it and all around it, and no matter how you change it, it's always the same, but because that's the texture. This is the same pattern in the sky. Look, check this out. That's in the sky. See, look at the texture. It's exactly like the one inside my house that I just showed in one frame. But because it vibrates, you cannot see but a trrr, but the camera sees it, and when you freeze the video recording, then you see what, oh, it's all the same thing. See, look, it does this like that, but then it has another one going like this, and this one becomes a bigger one like that. That's a fingernail, but it's a finger and a hand at the same time. In micro sizes, medium, large, look, it repeats, and I mean, overlaps. See, those are hands or fingers from a hand that does the same thing. It just keep on because it overlaps each other and it's perfect, man. You cannot find blemishes anywhere that you look. It varies a little bit, but it's because it's overlapping other hands. See how this deal goes like that, and see, then you see this dark squarish. Those are fingernails like that, and you see it repeats. It's because those are fingernails from big fingers, but they turn into. I mean, I'm trying to teach how to spot this geometry, how to decode it. It took me years, man, years. For 15 years, I was seeing the same thing, but nobody talks about it. Well, why? You see the object, yeah, oh, that's an alien deal. Really, but with that shape, some strange, weird-ass looking shapes. Well, what kind of alien ass is gonna create some craft that make no sense in any way, shape, or form? That thing cannot land, round on one side, skinny on the other side, and it's a weird ass deal that is, well, how they work, how that thing can land somewhere, or, well, it might be anti-gravity or whatever, but it's not that. That don't land. Those are no alien anything. Those are from the Creator. And their energy is electromagnetic, because that's the juice of the universe. So when Buzz Aldrin was talking about that monolith in Phobos, that moon of Mars, Phobos, he's saying in an interview in C-SPAN channel, he said, well, somebody should go take a look at, land on that little moon and take a look at that, peculiar structure. And then when they ask, who put that there? Who put that there? Well, he's saying himself, well, if you ask God or the universe, so he really knows. They know who that is, what makes all these deals. They're no alien anything. They are made by the Creator. It's just that when you go into that, when you start talking about that, people freak out. Oh, that's a religion shit, and all that had nothing to do with religion, man. It's a factual deal that is. But it's difficult to talk because people have this preconceived notion that, oh, you shouldn't talk about religion, but that's not anything to do with religion. That's the truth. Want it or not, accept it or not, is what that is. Those electromagnetic vehicles are the tools of creation, the drawing tools used by God, the creator or designer, whatever you want to call it. And these things that are in pictures, these weird ass things, are just displays. They protrude from that to show whoever has the camera, to show him, hey, think about this. I'm going to show you something, man. There's a stack of hands like that in the Apollo 16 image. Well, that's an alien life. No, it's not any dang alien life. That's just a display. Just like Dr. Berglund showed that astronaut imitation on the Apollo 12 images that nobody had ever seen. He dug it up from the secret archives and they tried to poison him. In fact, they deleted his name from the Voyager 1-2 mission program. And he really was the top scientist there. There is no, he said, there's only few scientists trained the way he has been trained to use numbers to solve things, problems, and recreate pictures by using data that those orbiters give you. That's how they make machines and things with numbers, math. He used that, numbers. And there's very few scientists that work with that. He could recreate what something looked like by using the numbers. And he said that he saw in the rings of Saturn, he saw a structure, but now I know those are not structures, they're sculptures. Those are sculpted deals made by God or the creator or the designer. This thing is three-dimensional. It has these three axes. Up, down, and deep. It has these three axes. So it's a three-dimensional deal. Like a cube, but it's really deeper than that, more complex because the physics, really the geometry is easy to solve. The difficult part is to know what the energy is made from, how it works, and all of that. The physics there is beyond these scientists. I cannot replicate an electromagnetic vehicle that has a bunch of crystals inside. More likely, that's what they are inside. Crystals have a lot of energy. I mean, immense amount of energy. And this dude that was an expert in metals and stuff, the scientist was explaining that metals are all crystals, that everything is made with crystals, everything. Trees, we are made out of crystals too, all of it. It's just in different ways, and they are malleable, they can morph, and that is some kind of physics that we should, or we can replicate the easiest deals. When you show this type of texture in space, in the images, these guys don't want to mess with that, and so they avoid you altogether, or they make fun of you. Oh, you're seeing bullshit and blah, blah, blah. Really, well, why don't you explain these images from the Cassini orbiter, where they show these thousands of objects that make no sense, but they all link together. That's what that is, this texture deal. When I saw that picture in MarsAnomalyResearch.com, immediately I was like, oh, this is totally different. This is what the deal is. See, look, that's a cloud. It's supposed to be a cloud, but it has that shape. And it's made out of hundreds of small hands that are part of 100, no, probably thousands of them. And because that's the texture all over the inside Earth, I mean, from the clouds down and from the clouds up, the clouds themselves has those shapes. You're looking at it, one of them, a single out. And this thing goes in both ways, to the top and then goes to the bottom like that. It's one insane shit, really. There's the deal, and there's the hand, look. It matches perfect. Like I say, it has zero blemishes. It's all perfect. And you can see the fingernail here that is part of another hand that is this way. It goes up and it goes down, and it goes in ways that you and just that's just